So, you have lag issues. In this video, I'll show you how you can improve your device performance. You can get rid of lag or at least minimize it inside of games that you are playing, for example, Critical Ops, PUBG, Apex Legends, or honestly any other game. And surprisingly, there are several ways that you can improve this, so if you want to see a part 2 of this, make sure to press that like button and subscribe to stay tuned with that video. But for now, let's start off with today's tricks. So the first and most obvious reason is to adjust your graphics. However, I'll show you how you can properly optimize this to have the best performance you have with your graphics enabled in this game. So first of all, let's go to our graphics, and as we can see, I have everything maxed out because my phone can handle that. However, I don't really like having that high of graphics. Most people use this to the lowest settings, which it's reasonable, but it is somewhat unplayable due to the screen scale. But if we use automatic graphics settings, it will automatically adjust to the best graphics that your phone can handle without having much issues. As you can see, everything's maxed out except my screen scale was 70 instead of 100. Now, if you don't know what screen scale is, it's essentially the setting that adjusts how blurry your screen is. Here's a little showcase of what 100%, 50 and 25% screen scales look like in the game. The next tricks, we will need to have access to developer options. In software information, click your build number 7 times to unlock the developer options. Once into developer options, make sure to check mark the things that I show you. First up being logger buffer size, which is basically on how long it takes for your device to render the audio. For example, I have the option to go to up to 8 Ms, but I prefer using 4 because if you go to the highest one, it could cause issues to your device, so at least go 1 or 2 below your highest. Next up we have 2 other options which are usually connected to each other. Multi-core pocket scheduler is basically making your device to use all of your cores to divide the data that your phone needs to calculate. And theatering hardware acceleration is basically, it's enabled on default, but basically what it does is it improves your device performance and decreases the power consumption by having better electric or other hardware traffic on your device. Next up we have window action scales, which are basically how fast your animations on the device go. For example, if I put it on 10x, wrong one, but if I put it on 10x, look how slow it is. Now, I recommend you to using 0.5x or just disable them at all. It'll make you feel like a much faster phone and it actually will improve your device performance. Next up, disable HW overlays. What this is, it's basically like disabling your device to overthink about like your images colliding and rendering inappropriately. Not in that way. And the 4x MSAA is basically like anti-aliasing, which focuses on graphics and stuff like that, but it does sometimes on few devices improve overall performance. However, if you do stop playing games, do turn it up because it's gonna suck your battery dry real fast. So this would be the last part of developer options, which is basically the background process limit. I recommend using at least 4 at most processes. What it is, basically the last 4 apps that you open, it will only be like running in background, everything else is going to be stopped. I recommend you to get a phone cooler if you're going to be playing games quite a lot. So obviously having a hot phone in your hands is uncomfortable, but also that heat does cause problems to your device hardware. And because of that heat, the phone will start to try to optimize itself by limiting the power it uses. Like it's gonna turn into a slower phone because it's trying to get rid of that heat. Because if it goes full speed on high performance, it's gonna generate even more heat, or it won't get away from that heat whatsoever. Another alternative is by playing next to like a ventilation, like open window or a fan somewhere that isn't a phone fan or whatever, which does help like the circulation, the hot air. So yeah. Now you can also try increasing the processing speed from optimized to high or to just maximum. That will heat your phone quite a lot. That's when we need a phone cooler and like cooling system. You can also install game optimizing apps, but make sure to find some legit ones. And for some phones, for example, Samsung mostly has these game centers that have already built-in optimizers for games. But yeah, that's anyways all for today's video. If these tips do help you or you're still having issues, then make sure to notify me, because I will make another video with some other extra things that you can do which will actually help you in improving your device performance. But anyways, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, make sure to press that like button as it really helps me out, and subscribe to stay tuned with new information regarding credit cards, and I'll see you in the next video.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me.